So here we are live. So hello everyone. Good evening and welcome to Career Pe Charcha today. As you all know that Western Overseas is continuously committed in bringing right career guidance and authentic information to students and parents. So हमारी constant practice रहती है कि हम always एक authentic, practical and career guidance approach जो है अपने candidates, अपने viewers को provide करें. Same series का this is our next chapter which is again career पे चर्चा. सो आज का सेशन बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है बिकॉज टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट दी अ न्यू कंट्री जो कि यूरोप में वन ऑफ द मोस्ट डिमांडिंग है एज ऑफ नाउ एंड दैट कंट्री इज क्रोशिया. Not only about the country, we're going to talk about a specific university as well with our new welcome guest. So I'll welcome our guest. Welcome, Gurleen ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
So आज के सेशन में we going to cover about the country Croatia and about the university, that which courses and tuition fees, eligibility requirement, etc. etc. And most importantly, क्या ये option आपके लिए suitable है या नहीं with the all career approach, all career guidance approach. So let's start the session. And we are live on all the platforms as of now. YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. So dear viewers, if you have any doubt and any question or any inquiry regarding the same, you can put your comments on the chat section. We'll be happy to answer all your questions out there. So ma'am, first let's discuss about the country.
Yes.
So Croatia Europe का central region में located है and it's a member of European and Schengen zone. So इसका basically what that states, इसका meaning क्या है actually में?
I'm sorry, I didn't get your question.
Okay.
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question?
Yeah. I just want to know about the country as everybody says कि ये एक Schengen zone में ये fall करती है. It's a part of a European continent. So we just all want to know about what are the specific benefits or why a student should choose this particular country and particular Croatia only for their higher studies.
Okay, so basically Croatia is located on the southeastern side of Europe, located around the Adriatic coast. It's a beautiful country and it joined or became a part of European Union in 2013. So Croatia is the very youngest member of EU, and recently in 2023 it became a part of Schengen. Now, what Schengen mean is that it gives you and all the borders are all the countries are becoming border free, so you have access to travel across Europe which are a part of Schengen zone. So currently there are about 28 to 29 countries. So it makes Croatia one of those countries. So if you want to travel from Croatia to Slovenia or Italy, so you don't have to get a visa. So that's what the benefit is about for the Schengen zone.
Okay, that's great. अब आपको एक entrance, एक visa से you have a free access to another 29 countries. This
Yes,
how student
absolutely.
can have a good exposure about the another countries as well.
Yes,
I guess
absolutely.
it's the strongest part. So, ma'am, what do you think? Why students should choose Croatia for the higher education? Right after class 12th, usually student has a big approach towards the UK and USA or Canada to another countries. But as we are seeing the market scenario that Croatia is booming nowadays with the good universities and their career guidance, their practical approach of the university by teaching everything. So, what do you think? कि Croatia आज की डेट में एक emerging option क्यों है? Why students should choose Croatia for their higher studies?
Very nice question, and I've been asked about this many times as well. Croatia, yes, it's an emerging destination, and not many people have heard about it, but it was always a very famous tourist destination. Like millions of people travel Croatia, especially during the summer vacations, because of its beautiful landscape and Adriatic coast. However, if we compare now for Indian students, I'll just give you a rough example that what do we actually need? Why do we choose to study abroad? Because we want international exposure. We want an international recognized degree that is worldwide gives us the recognition and opportunity to work anywhere in the world, right? Third is that it should be affordable. It should not be breaking our banks, and also we want to travel. That is one of the things that people really want, especially the students. So if we combine all these factors, Croatia is, I think, one stop solution for them because it is very beautiful. It is very safe. The climate is very similar to what we have in India, and even it is even if you talk about the culture, it is very similar to what we have in India. Very family oriented, very safe place, so people can get to adapt easily in that new country. And on top of that, it is very affordable, very competitive tuition fees as compared to other European destinations like Denmark, Germany, France. So it is like half the price is the tuition fees, and you're actually studying the same curriculum and same degree. So that is a benefit.
That sounds really amazing. That apart from education, and there are many options to explore.
Yes.
And especially parents demanded कि अगर उनके बच्चे right after class 12 किसी country को approach करें, that should be safe and environmental friendly, ताकि बच्चा easily comfortable indulge हो सके environment में, culturally settle हो सके. So I guess
Right.
Croatia is a good option for that. And ma'am,
Yes.
usually there's a big myth, I would say, because I am aware about the fact that Europe में एक language barrier है. So I totally agree that in some certain countries there is, but I want to know about Croatia. क्या क्रोशिया में भी लैंग्वेज बैरियर है एंड कैसे वो स्टूडेंट्स को कितना परसेंट अफेक्ट करता है अगर है तो?
For that, students don't have to worry. Basically, 99% of the population of Croatia speaks English language. Although Croatian is the native language, but English is widely spoken, so there is no language barrier that the student would face, and they can easily adapt to the new destination.
So language is no not a big concern out there right now. Okay, and I guess the programs are also provided in English taught programs are available out there. So I don't
Yes,
think so. Language, yeah. So country, now we have got to know about the country कि country क्या है, क्या उसका location है, and कैसे हम उसमें जा सकते हैं, या कैसा culture है country का, about the weather, each and everything. So right country choose करना is a very practical approach, but again the right university choice. So एक यूनिवर्सिटी ऐसी हो जो आपको एक प्रैक्टिकल गाइडेंस प्रोवाइड करे. यूजुअली दे प्रोवाइड इंटर्नशिप्स एंड एक करियर अप्रोच आपको प्रोवाइड करे. थियोरेटिकल यूनिवर्सिटीज बहुत सारी प्रोवाइड लाइक हैं यूरोप में. सो इसी ऑन दिस बिहाफ, ऑन दिस पॉइंट, लेट्स डिस्कस अबाउट द यूनिवर्सिटी. So ma'am, please let us know about Algebra Bernays University.
So, Algebra Bernays University is a 27-year-old institution. It is one of the largest private university in the country, and we have been ranked number one in terms of quality and the program delivery. We are the only ones who are focused and providing specialized programs in IT, design, and communications. And even if you see our program curriculum, we have data science, cybersecurity, software engineering, design programs, and economics of digital business. So very industry focused programs are curated for the student, which are actually in demand. So I think that is what is that sets us apart from other institutions in the country, and that is why we are very competitive in the country, and we have garnered all the recognitions of over the year. We have been recognized number one by the Microsoft as a partner. We are also accredited by Dutch and Flemish agency, which is the accreditation agency. We are the only ones who have the accreditation in the country. We are also the first ones to organize a MIT boot camp on innovation and entrepreneurship in the Croatia. So in terms, if you see our program structure, the fees, We are very competitive, and we are our approach is very holistic. That we really want to make the student, employment ready. So even if you see our campus, it is it has a world class campus. We are really investing a lot of money, so student gets hands on practice while they're studying with us. And we have 96% placement rate, so that speaks volumes about our accreditation, our quality. So on apart from that, we are also partners with Goldsmith University of London and providing a dual degree option in our Zagreb campus. So bachelor students have this facility to have to opt for dual degree options as well, and they can just earn a UK recognized qualification at one third the price that they would actually spend in UK, because it's very expensive. And so these are the things that we're providing at our university.
That sounds great. So now moving further, can you please let us know that what type of degrees are available in this particular university, and also you have mentioned that university has a tie-up with the Goldsmith University, which is in UK. So also want to know about that as well.
Sure. So at the moment for Indian students, we have total 9 programs, three in bachelor's level, which is software engineering, digital marketing, and 3D design, which is of 4 years of duration. And for master's level, we have 6 programs: economics of digital business, creative design management, digital marketing, software engineering, data science, and cybersecurity. Let me just add here one more thing, that we are the first ones, like the university are the first ones to introduce data science cybersecurity programs in the country. 10 years ago, when there was no AI or chat GPT. So we are very industry focused, and we have curated the programs keeping the demand in mind from the industry. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, that we have a collaboration with Goldsmith University of London, which is a public university. So, in collaboration with that, we are offering a dual degree program at a bachelor's level. So, all the programs at bachelor's level are equally available for a dual degree option. Now, I just want to highlight one thing. They can just earn both the degrees, like a European recognized qualification from Algebra Bernays and a Goldsmith degree, studying at the same campus in Zagreb with just a little bit amount of money. For dual degree, we have 7,000 euros is the price. But for Goldsmith, if a student is going to Goldsmith in London, they are spending 27,000 pounds for 1 year. So there's a huge difference. They're saving a
That's
lot of money and they're getting the same degree, right? So that is the one of the benefits that student can achieve while studying in algebra.
That's a big difference, I would say. And so we can conclude that Croatia and the Algebra Bernays University is quite affordable in terms of tuition fees
Yes.
and getting a rewarded and accredited degree of UK level. So that's the best part, I would say. Ma'am, do student require any certain or any specific credentials or any for certain qualification, I would say, to get an entry in dual degree? Like,
No, you just have to fulfill the general criteria. If you're applying for a software engineering program, we would need the student to have mathematics in 12th grade. And simultaneously, for a design program, we would need to have some sort of portfolio, where would, like a basic portfolio, like drawing, sketches, and everything, so that we can assess that he has some kind of skill set to pursue this kind of program. And other than that, no other requirements we have. But if yes, one requirement, Algebra Barnes degrees, we do not require an English proficiency exam, right? But for dual degree, you need to have an IELTS, which is six no less than 5.5.
okay, just because it's a UK level degree, right?
Yes, yes. You're going to be enrolled with Goldsmith as well, so they will actually need this requirement from the student.
That, ma'am. As you mentioned that a student need a portfolio to get an entry. What if, see, I have a doubt. Please clear this. In Europe, there are certain countries which have 13 year of education, some have 14 year of education. So right after class 12, student is not eligible to get entry in that particular institution. So number one is ki, is there any sort of thing like this in, especially in Algebra Bernays University, do a 12th pass out student like is eligible, or he need a one more year of study here in India?
I know you're comparing it with the Germany qualification framework, but in Algebra or in Croatia on overall, we are accepting 12th grade students directly in the bachelor's degree of 4 years. So no extra requirement.
So I would say that right, a 12th pass out with 55 percentage overall is eligible to apply for the specific programs, BSc degrees.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And if student wants to go for a Goldsmith University for a dual degree program, then he has to go for IELTS exam, which requirements is 6 on less than 5.5.
Yes, exactly.
Apart from IELTS exam, as we Western overseas also provide IELTS and PT TOEFL classes and language classes as well. So apart from IELTS, is like TOEFL and PT is also acceptable?
Yes, it's acceptable. Yes.
Okay. So what will be the score?
It should be equivalent to, I think for PT, we need at least 54 or 55 for the bachelor's level. And same way, you can just check
So
with
the
the total requirement.
it should be
Around
equivalent
80 or
to
something.
IELTS.
Around 80 or something we need.
Okay, it should be equivalent to IELTS.
Yes.
Done. Ma'am, again, you have mentioned that student needs to have portfolio. So what if a 12th pass out student from a commerce background or from, I would say, a non-medical background wants to proceed for a creative program, like a BSc, either which you have mentioned, you need to have a specific portfolio. So if the student hasn't that kind of a portfolio, can that student be admitted to a some foundation level? Is there any foundation level also available in the university?
Okay. So there is no foundation programs that we offer. Now, what we can do is the portfolio I'm talking about. It's not a like experience level designer portfolio. I'm talking about a little bit sketching and drawings. There will be an entrance exam which will be conducted by our study professors. But based on that, if you are not scoring like up to the required level, they will give you some extra modules to study in the design program, which will be free of cost along with your regular modules. So that is sort of help that we can provide, and it is not mandatory. Yes, we would have that exam to assess the skills, but based on how they are performing, we will ask them to have a preparatory courses along with the regular course.
Done. Ma'am, is there any specific requirements for master degrees as well? And what type of master degree is offering, like by the university?
Okay, as I mentioned that we have 6 programs in master's degree, and all the master programs are 2 years of duration. For especially, we want relevant background from the bachelor's degree. Like I'll give you one example for economics of digital business. Now, what that is, economics of digital business basically is a blended program which will teach you how to run your business on digital platforms, or with the help of AI and everything. So there are certain modules like neuromarketing, management marketing, and then AI applications. So it's a mix of that blended program. But for that, we need a bachelor's student within economics. Now, suppose they don't have economics, but the student is really good and really wants to pursue this program. Then, what we can do is that we can ask him that you would have to study 2 to 3 additional preparatory modules along with your course, which will be free of cost from the university, just so that you can adapt to the curriculum. So this
Understood.
kind of help is provided by the university.
Okay, so this will increase the duration of course, right?
Not
From
increase. They can do it simultaneously. We can also offer online when they make an application and they're like ready to go and they're waiting for the program to start. Maybe they can use 1 or 2 months when they were before they have applied. During the visa time, they can also utilize because they're not paying for it. But we are ready to provide that kind of service to them. So it's free of cost. They can utilize that time. If not, they want to come on the campus and then simultaneously study additional 2 3 modules, that can be done as well. So it depends on the student's choice.
That's amazing. Like usually students, according to me, like right after doing a graduation, student usually चाहते हैं proceed for an MBA program, for an international business management program, for generic program. But here we have another great program which is economic, as you mentioned, that economic management, right? And
Economics of
sorry if I'm
digital
mispronouncing.
business.
Yeah. So I would say कि right, rather choosing a management degree in a generalized field, it's better to choose a specific degree in a
Right.
specific domain. That will, I guess, it will increase a career approach. Is it, ma'am?
Of course, yes, absolutely. Because the thing is, you there is no point of studying a regular curriculum like management or business administration that you can study in India also.
Yes.
If you're going abroad, then why not take up something that will actually help you, that will land you a better job opportunity. And if you see the curriculum and the lecture plan on the website, you'll get to know that what sort of modules we are teaching. We are teaching neuromarketing. Now, what is neuromarketing? It's like, studying the mindset of the customer and then planning your campaigns. That is how we are teaching our students. And very amazing fact that I would like to add here is that 45% of our faculty, our professors, are coming from the industry. So basically, they're working in an industry and they're coming only to teach you specific modules. So what happens is that you get to know what exactly is the current demand. You get to network with the professors, and that is why we have 96% placement rate also, because they are forming good connections with the professor. They are only helping them out with the projects or later on the employment. So that is kind of holistic development we want our students to have. That is why we invite professors from the industry.
That's really amazing, ma'am. I feel personally feel right after knowing this that Algebra Bernays University is on a higher end if we talk about the programs at the management level in the specific domain. So, dear viewers, if you have any questions and inquiries, you can also put in the comment box, and we have some. So, ma'am, let me share some questions. So, here is Vishakha, and she mentioned that post study work कितना मिलेगा masters के बाद.
Okay. So for post-study graduation, work permit is 1 year, even after you do bachelor's or master's. So it is 1 year at the moment.
Okay, so dear Vishakha, that will remain same. Post study work visa will be of 1 year only, right after undergrad and after masters. Ma'am, there is another inquiry from Simranjeet Singh. Can plus two student go without IELTS?
Okay. Now, a very interesting thing is that we do not require IELTS for the admission process. Now, what happens is that we conduct an interview with the student to assess their motivation, aspirations, and the communication skills, right? But we as a university do not require for the admission purposes. If they have it, like already have IELTS or PT, they can include it as a supporting document. Now, very importantly, if they're applying for Algebra Bernays University degree at bachelor's level, then we do not need it. But if they're going for a dual degree program with the Goldsmith, then they need to have IELTS, which is 6, no less than 5.5. But for Algebra Barnes degree at the bachelor's level or master's level, we do not require it. Now, considering the visa perspective, Embassy of Croatia will conduct an interview with the student, and if they are not satisfied, they may request an English proficiency test from the student. And so it's like not mandatory. It could be beneficial for them, but it is not mandatory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Simranjeet Singh, I hope this answer is very clear that for studying in particular university, Algebra Bernias, you don't need any IELTS requirement, but make sure आपकी communication skills जो हैं वो strong हो. In order, if you receive any interview from the embassy for the visa, so आपकी communication skills हैं वो काफी strong होनी चाहिए. it should be conversating. So it's better to go for an IELTS. I would say that you should work on your communication skills, right? So, ma'am, let's move on further. Okay, so we have another question here from Anand. Any scholarships for master students, ma'am?
Um, we do not have any by default scholarships offered to the students, but it is on case to case basis. If you're like very impressed at the interview and with the scores, the academic performance in the previous bachelor's degree, we can offer some scholarships. If you go on the website, we do have some scholarships listed down, and that can range from 500 euros to 1500 euros as well. But it depends on the case to case profile.
Okay. So right after this, I have a question in mind, which is that is there any age barrier to get an entry in UG level or a master's level, or what like minimum what gap year is accepted for both the degrees?
Okay, very good question. So after plus two, we will accept 2 years of gap, not more than that. Okay, because it will be very difficult for you to, justify it to the embassy. For the masters, we would not go more than the age of 27, 28, and with the proper justification with the work experience letters, and they can apply for masters.
Okay. So, ma'am, apart from embassy, do university also take a interview session for offer letter?
Yes. Yes. So once you make an application, and then a interview call will be scheduled with the admission advisor. And once you clear that, the next round of process will start, which is the academic recognition and so forth.
Okay. So we have another question here. Can we do masters in UK as a dual degree program? As ma'am, you have mentioned that we have a dual degree program aligned with the Goldsmith University. So in the curriculum, जो 2 साल का study period होगा, is there any pathway कि बच्चा एक semester या एक साल जो है वो UK में कर सके?
Okay. First of all, we only have dual degree option for bachelor's degree, not the master's. And you cannot go to UK to study your dual degree. Why? You can go for the convocation to collect your degree in UK. You can go and attend the convocation as our previous students has been doing. But I would say, if you see on the if you just evaluate on the basis of fee structure. If you're going to study in UK, then you would have to pay the fee structure that is laid by the university, which is 27,000 pounds. So why you want to waste that money? Instead, just stay in the Zagreb campus and complete your degree, and get both the degree, both the level of degrees with you, and it's going to be recognized anyway in UK or all over the world. Without, you don't have to spend too much to get the same level of degree.
Okay. I hope this answer is quite clear. As Croatia, you are choosing, and it's a very affordable destination, right? And in a very affordable tuition fees, you are getting a dual degree, which is of UK level. So I would say you should stay there and get your degree done. So, ma'am, is there any specific deadlines as of now if any student wants to make any application? So, what will be the intake? What will be the next and the earliest intake? And are there any specific timelines?
Okay. We currently have only one intake, which is September 2026. So the classes will be beginning at the last week of September. So we are, maybe in the future we will introduce another intake, which is February, but right now for this year we only have September, and the applications are open, and we are urging the students to apply as soon as possible, because we want the students to apply for the visa by within the period of July 15 to July 30, so that they have 1 month to get the visa, and in September they can comfortably, travel to Croatia.
Okay, so now I guess हमें entry requirements, tuition fees, and eligibility criteria, ISPT, we are all very much clear, and are regarding the programs as well. So now my next question is, could you please brief us regarding the like application process and what are the basic steps which a student have to go through?
So basically, the step one is that you have to go to the website. Obviously, first you have to get in touch with Western Overseas team to guide you about the stepwise procedure. So obviously, you have to make an application on the website. Then send all the basic documents like academics, passport, CV, work experience letter, and so forth to our admission advisor and me. Once we assess the documents, we will release an application invoice. So students coming through Western Overseas, they can pay application fees of 75 euros. Okay. So once they have paid, we will schedule an interview call with them. Once they have cleared the interview, the next step is done by the admission advisor, and we will release the conditional offer where the tuition fees will be given and the mode of payment. So student has to pay first year full tuition fees before the visa, and once they have paid the fees, the letter of acceptance will be released, which will be used for the visa process, and then you can take it forward, the visa process, the appointments with the VFS.
Done. So we are getting many inquiries regarding the same. So candidates and our viewers, whosoever is interested and wants to put any application, wants to proceed for this particular university, then here Western Overseas, being an exclusive partner with the university, will assist you for the applications and for the further guidance. This partnership will help you to avoid any, to I would say आपको कोई deadline miss नहीं होंगी due to this partnership, and you will get one hand experience, one hand I would say assessments आपको मिलेंगी, and you can directly coordinate with the university with us,
Yes,
right, ma'am?
exactly. Yes, perfect.
So here is another inquiry from Gaurav Patil. मैम कितने परसेंटेज चाहिए बैचलर में और स्टडी क्रोशिया में, एजुकेशन लोन मिलता है क्या?
First of all, percentage is 55% that we're looking for. If you have very good percentage, then you can qualify the scholarship for that. Study loan, I think yes, you can apply for it. But let me just give you a brief. What is the tuition fees for masters is 5,500 euros per year. Okay, very affordable. And for the visa purpose, the show money has to be minimum 6,000 euros in the savings bank account of the student. It is not a big budget that you have to plan for Croatia, but this is the minimum that you have to show. But I think you have to get in touch with Western Overseas because for the loan aspect, they can guide you in a better way.
Yeah, definitely, Gaurav Patil ji. We can also help you through for your education loan application as well. So please drop your credentials over here in the comment box. Our team will reach out to you. Ma'am, here we have another question from Aman Bhadoria. What is the PSW opportunities in Croatia? As ma'am has already cleared that there is 1 year यहाँ पर आपको right after completing undergrad degree यानी या graduation and after masters, so आपको 1 साल का stay back जो है वो assure होगा by default, right? So I hope
Yeah.
आपका आंसर clear है यहाँ पे. And ma'am, I just see basically universities का जो curriculum होता है and the programs curriculum होता है, that is into separated in some internships usually, and a practical approach है Algebra Bernays University की we already heard from you. So is there in the curriculum we just want to know, is there any internships are available, any project based assignment based study, or it's a theoretical?
It is very practical oriented, as if the students will go on the website or maybe on the YouTube, they will see that our students are, having all the equipments where they're actually implementing what they're learning with the professors. So very hands-on training. Within the curriculum, each year maybe one or two projects that they have to work on. With there is a cohort of maybe 6 to 7 students or maybe 10 students working on one project. Now very interesting thing here is that these are not just projects assigned by the professor, these are projects taken from an industry, a real client. So they're working with for a real client. Maybe let's give an example like a digital marketing campaign. There's a company who wants our students to plan a campaign. So basically they might get paid or might not get paid, but they will actually be working on a real project that adds to their experience, right? If we when we say that okay, students are not getting jobs because they do not have experience, with this kind of approach they are building a portfolio and working with the clients, and they already are building a experience, so later on they do not have any problems with the employment. So maybe with the same client they get to work as well in the future. So yes, there is a project work based, very hands on training. I would say mostly 70% it will be hands on. So they have to be always in the studios to do their stuff.
That's great. As India's approach of education is somewhere more theoretical than
Yes.
practical, and somewhere students need a practical approach in learning, so that उनको easily convey हो सके, they understand better, they can put that thing into their realistic life in the work culture. So I guess practical approach is a very best thing to proceed further with, and that's a very easy thing to so any student can grab that, I would say. So,
Yes,
ma'am,
exactly.
right, does the university have any, as you have mentioned earlier as well, that there is, right, I would say 95 or 96% employment rate out there of the
Yes.
university. So, ma'am, I want to know about the industrial partnership. Is university like provide any job fairs as well? And they usually work over the candidates' profile, their students' profiles to get an entry to the particular, you know, uh, to the particular company or anything. Is there any industrial partnerships?
Okay. First of all, as I mentioned, there are real projects working for the real clients. First of all, that is one opportunity. Then we do organize career fairs, career workshops for our students where they get to meet the companies which are we bringing on campus. Third, we have very strong support center at the university, which are helping you with your resume building, or maybe internships, or lining up some internships with you, or maybe you'll coordinating with them with any sort of things that you want to do, or you want to actually reach out to particular company that they can help. At the moment, we have 450 plus industry partners, and there are two Croatian unicorn companies, Rimac, which is an automobile company producing electric cars, and the second is Infobip. It's a cloud sourcing company. So basically, we're working very closely with the Croatian unicorn companies as well. So we have good network of spread of industry partners where our students are already working or may be working in the future. That being said, we are also providing a platform for our students, which is free of cost. It's called a startup incubator called Algebra Lab. If you go on the website, you'll find a lot of information here. Now, what we are going to do is that a student can come to us to go to this career center, and they can submit an application. Maybe they have a plan for a business plan that they want to, a startup plan. They go submit an application, and based on that application, we will invite industry people on campus to hear their pitch, business pitch, and then they can actually network with each other. And if their idea is being sold properly or whatsoever, they the investors can actually invest, and they can get the capital to start their own business. So basically, we're providing these kind of platforms to our students. So I would actually urge the students to go on the website and see the Algebra Lab. Under that, there are so many startups that has been done by students and other people also, because it is an open platform for everyone. And we have been running this incubator for last 19 years successfully. So these are the opportunities available.
This is very amazing. It's similarly, it's like Shark Tank, I would say. It feels like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would say, ma'am, in my opinion, Algebra Bernays University is a one-stop destination where you are getting a very good recognized degree. If you want a
Yes.
dual degree exposure, you're getting that, and the tuition fees is quite affordable. It's very much affordable, and it's starting from 5,500 euros only. And apart from if student need any additional scholarship, they can also reach out for that if they are eligible to. Right after that, university is having a good industrial approach, as you have mentioned very clearly here. So if any student wants to start up, wants to be an entrepreneur, and wants them have some idea to create something, they can ask for the capital even. So, and there's a good stay back out there of 1 year. So what else a student want? In
Yes.
very easy terms, I would say that university is giving a practical approach as well, no theoretical, no grabbing, no cramming. So I
Right.
would say अगर कोई भी ऐसा student है who is very keen for these particular programs and who wants to do something and wants to learn the specific degree, so this university is totally a best, I would consider a best destination, a study destination.
Yes,
So
actually, Croatia is them. I would just add one thing that people might say that it's a new destination. There are no
yeah,
opportunities available, but trust me, there is a lot of opportunities available. Croatia is the fastest growing economy in the entire EU, and it joined EU in 2030, and still it became the fastest growing economy. That speaks a lot about the dedication of their people to grow their country, right? So when that dedication is there and you're already growing, so there's always a very good opportunity to have a stable or make a good career in a future for yourself first. Second, we are number one in the hospitality sector because of its tourism. It's a beautiful destination. One of the Bollywood movies were shot, which was released in December, Kartik Aryan's movie. So it was shot in Croatia. And second, we are the second sector is the ICT sector, for which we are actually delivering the programs related to IT. So that is the most in demand sector, and there is no going backwards. It's always growing. The sector is always growing, as we all know. So Croatia is a hub for hospitality and ICT sector at the moment, and it's best to study the same level of qualification that you will get in other European countries. So why not at one half the price? Why to waste the money?
definitely, ma'am. It really sounds good. So guys, don't follow the crowd. Be specific for your profile. Have a current career oriented approach. So we Western Overseas, we always provide you some great things, and I would say this is one of the best university and the study location which you can prefer for your upcoming career studies and opportunities. So ma'am, we have another question here from Udit. Ma'am, what about IELTS and PT requirement and also spouse? मैम आईएलटीएस एंड पीटी रिक्वायरमेंट तो आपने पहले ही क्लियर कर दिया था कि फॉर यूजी एंड पीजी प्रोग्राम्स के लिए देयर इज नो सर्टेन रिक्वायरमेंट एज लॉन्ग एज स्टूडेंट इज कन्वर्सेबल, वो बात कर सकता है इंग्लिश में, इजीली कम्युनिकेट कर सकता है. सेकेंडली, for the Goldsmith University degree, for the dual degree programs, student need to have IELTS and PT, which is 6 not less than 5.5, and PT should be equivalent to IELTS, and similar like TOEFL. सो आई होप
Right.
उदित ये आपका क्वेश्चन यहाँ से क्लियर होगा. मैम, एंड ऑल्सो अबाउट स्पाउस, ही आस्क्ड कि क्या स्पाउस एंटरटेन होता है वन गो में एप्लीकेशन में, स्टूडेंट प्रोसीड कर सकता है स्पाउस के साथ स्पेशली फॉर द मास्टर डिग्री?
At the moment, we are not supporting, like spouse cannot accompany the main applicant on. So after maybe 1 year, they can apply for another visa to join their family, but not right at the beginning.
Okay. So our next question is from Aman Bhadoria, which is, can I know about the sponsored job conditions there?
Uh,
Is there any conditions regarding the job level? They should be of level of master degree, or it should be relevant to your studies or anything?
आई थिंक ये तो हर जगह पे ही है ना कि अगर आपको किसी जगह के लिए आप प्रोफाइल व्हेन यू आर अप्लाइंग फॉर अ जॉब, राइट, यू हैव टू फुलफिल द क्राइटेरिया वेदर यू बी इट इन इंडिया, क्रोएशिया, जर्मनी और एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड. So you have to fulfill the criteria of the job. If you're meeting the criteria, then there is no problem. Now the employer, if he needs bachelor's or master's degree, that it's their take, right? So I am not clear about the sponsored jobs, what he is trying to say, but yes, there's an opportunity as I already mentioned. And when you are studying a degree from the country, and then also that the employers will recognize it more because you've studied the same kind of degree from their country. They know that you are equipped with what they are demanding in the industry, and that is what we pay a lot of attention for, कि जो इंडस्ट्री में चल रहा है वो ही हम अपने स्टूडेंट्स को पढ़ा सकें. एवरी ईयर वी आर चेंजिंग आर करिकुलम 15 to 20%. वाई? बिकॉज इंडस्ट्री हमें बताती है, द प्रोफेसर्स टेल अस कि ये चेंजेस आने वाले हैं, लेट्स क्यूरेट आर करिकुलम अकॉर्डिंगली.
as per the demand.
So
That's great. So I guess अमन आपका क्वेश्चन यहाँ पर आंसर आपको मिल गया होगा मैम की तरफ से. So dear candidates, as I am saying कि आपकी काफ़ी सारी inquiries आ रही हैं, and I would love to mention this thing that Algebra Bernays University is have with the exclusive partnership with the Western Overseas, and this how you can approach us for all the kind of inquiries and for the counselings, right? Will be help you to connect with the university with your eligibility requirements and for your profile assessment. So it's better to approach us and like apply your application as soon as possible. So, ma'am, right after that, I have a next question, which is, what is like student usually also want to know about the ROI? Like they are investing a very hefty amount of money in a particular degree, and as you have already mentioned that 96% of the employment rate is out there. So, is there any barrier for the are there like average salary? Usually, a student asks about the career opportunities out there. What is the percentage of getting a land a job, and what will be the average salary, and in which domain they can have? So, a little bit insights of that as well.
Okay. So, how do I put this? First of all, I'll just give you a rough idea what a student can expect. It can go beyond this thing as well. Now, student is obliged or for a part-time work. I'll give an example. 20 hours per week. Now, this law is going to get changed within few months. It is going to be 25 hours, first of all. So legal per week hours are 25. So 25 into 4 weeks, 100 hours, the student is legally working. Now the average wage rate in Croatia is 6.5 euros per hour, right? So I'm making a calculation like that. So and between the whole year, student would have about 2 months of holidays as well, so where they can work full time. So when they're working part time 100 hours, for full time they will definitely work for 200 hours, maybe the double. So total in a year they will be working for 1400 hours, and if you calculate it with 6.5, they will make, with the legal hours, they will make around 9100 euros in a year through the part time and plus full time. So
Exactly.
now the average living cost comes around, depends on the kind of accommodation, whether it's shared or it's a personal accommodation. But let's suppose it is between 300 to 400 euros. So with 9,100 earning in a year, half goes to the living expenses. That is 3,600 to 5,000 euros goes in the living expense, including food, accommodation, transport, everything, right? And
Right.
still you're left with almost 4,000 to 5,000 euros, which you will use to pay your next year tuition fees. This is only possible in Croatia. So the return on investment is really good, and I'm just calculating it basic hours. Maybe
Yeah.
students get to work more in full time when they can, in the holiday season they can work for maybe 200 to 300 hours also. So they can make more. This is the average approximate that they can earn in a year through part time. So they don't have to look back, and there is no, now one very important thing in my career, the students have been going to Canada, Australia, UK. These are very expensive countries, and they are not able to get that return on investment, neither they are able to generate income through their earning and able to pay for the next year of tuition. So they have to look back at their parents and support.
Exactly.
Here there is no debt, there is a lot of return on investment. You are self funding your education for the next year, you're taking care of yourself, and there is no burden on your mind that I have taken, like you're breaking your bank. There is no such pressure on the student. So I think that benefit gives this chance to any of the students to go and achieve their dream of studying abroad. As we have all seen that there are so many people out there who are not able to study because they cannot afford it. But this is a very affordable destination, and they're able to get the return on investment as well.
That's very well answered, ma'am. It's very impressive after hearing the facts. So, as we have all already cleared about the university programs, requirements, the return over investments, industrial placements. So, let's move on further with the visa and funds. So, ma'am, could you please brief us regarding the funds requirement, the living cost, and the visa documents?
Okay.
Who can
Um,
sponsor?
Okay, parents can be your sponsors, or you can fund your education. So for a student who's a 12th grade student, obviously the sponsors can be parents. There has to be minimum deposit of 6,000 euros in the saving bank account of the student. They can either go for an education loan as well, but savings bank account minimum 6,000 deposit you need to show it to the visa for the visa purposes. Other than that, the process is very simple. After you've gotten a letter of acceptance from us, आपको VFS appointment लेना है, and we have six VFS in all over India, which is New Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, Bangalore, Chennai, and Hyderabad. राइट. सो वहाँ पे आपको अपॉइंटमेंट अपना लेना है. यू गो फॉर द अपॉइंटमेंट, सबमिट योर डॉक्यूमेंट्स, एंड विदिन 25 to 30 business days your visa should come. So yeah, that's it. This is the whole process. You do not need any medical examination. Very basic documents like all the documents that you have submitted in the application process. Along with that, you have to submit your obviously the bank statements. um, then it could be a travel insurance, accommodation proof that you have to get, like you have to book an accommodation in Croatia. You have to put that as an additional document. And other than the visa, the application, what do you call that? Checklist and everything. So
Yeah,
very basic
visa
documents,
checks.
nothing extra.
Okay, so basically, funds can be sponsored by the parents only, and that's mandatory by the parents only. And if the applicant is for the master degree also, then he can self sponsor. मैम वो खुद को sponsor कर सकता है खुद के ही account में. They
Yes.
can show that if they are working again,
Yes,
and if they
of
are
course.
not, then again student parents have to show. So ma'am, is there any kind of justification is also required for the savings amount, that from where this usually some countries require source and ITRs. These are the basic requirements. So this
Um,
country also requires some source and ITRs.
okay. Yes. Source basically the funds has to be 1 month old in the student bank account. Now, if you are putting as a supporting document a bank statement from the father's account, and you have to just check, 3 to 4 months of statement you have to include in the visa application as well from the father perspective, from the father's side, and you have to check whether there was any recent like big transactions. Okay, if it is a regular transaction and savings account, then it's fine. But if it's a very big transaction, you can include a source just so that there is no problem with the visa. But anyway, 6,000 is not a big amount, so there won't be any problem. So yes, for students who are self-funding their education, there could be documents, supporting documents like income tax returns, work experience letters, properly if the salary is credited in bank. If not, they can put the salary slips properly stamped from the employer and everything. Yes, so these kind of supporting documents, and I'm sure Western Overseas knows how to apply for a visa, so you can guide your students.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you for answering. So let's check the comment section. We have many inquiries out there. So we have a question from Fairy. With what is the upcoming intake? As I am going to be graduated in 2026.
Okay. Um, can you please ask Ferry what is she doing? Is she a a bachelor student, or she's a 12th grade student?
She मैम शी इज गोइंग टू बी ग्रेजुएटेड इन 2026. सो उसका जो ग्रेजुएशन है वो अभी आई गेस जुलाई 2026 में कंप्लीट हो जाएगा.
If she, so basically bachelor's degree she's doing now.
Yes.
So if she's doing, she'll take because for this year, I'm not sure when is the result going to come out. Should be in June, I guess, June or July. She'll miss the deadline for September. But if she's getting by May, each and everything, her provisional certificate, then she can start the application and we can put it on fast track for her and try to complete the process. It is for masters, it's very faster with us because there's an academic recognition process which is taken care by the university. So we can do the process maybe in 3 to 4 weeks. So, but by May, if she's getting all the documents, transcripts, and the provisional certificate from the university, then she can apply for the master's program. Yes.
Done. Our next question is from Kuku. Cost of living and is there any hotels available? I'm thinking he's asking about the living cost of an year in Croatia and accommodations.
As I mentioned, it can start from 250 to 400 euros. So per month, 250, what I'm saying is like if you're going for a shared accommodation, you're sharing a room with your friend or another batchmate. So 250 is the basic that can start, and 400 maximum, including the accommodation, food, and transportation expenses, because there is a public transportation which is very reasonable, and it's unlimited travel is for the students. It's available. So this is the minimum cost of living. And hostels, we do not have a hostel on campus, so we do have accommodation partners that we can recommend it to Western Overseas, or when the student is applying direct to us, we can tell you about all the partners or where you can look for the accommodation, the website, so we can assist you with that.
Done. I hope this answer is very clear. Is the degree of master is accepted worldwide? We have another question from the same candidate.
Yeah, so basically, see, the degree is, we are following European qualification framework. So, so basically, the same level of framework is followed by Germany, France, Italy, whatsoever. So we are following the same. So yes, it is properly recognized worldwide. That is not a problem. And if you want to add an additional degree through the help of a dual degree program, then a UK recognized degree can be added as well. So yes, it is recognized.
So, dear Fairy, the degree is worldwide accepted for the bachelor as well, and for the master degree, again, it's worldwide recognized. So, ma'am, we have another question from Komal. Ma'am, I would like to ask a question. How many year of gap are accepted after completing a diploma?
So after 12th grade, she means the diploma.
Komal, I would like to know a diploma right after class 12th, or it's a PG diploma? Like you have done a graduation degree and after that you have done a diploma. So we need to know the specific diploma details, right? So if you're not able to like answer here, it's better to approach us and share your contact details over here, and we'll be approaching you for the
Because
counseling.
it has to be, assessed profile to profile basis. But anyway, general explanation for this is that after 12th grade, we are only accepting 2 years of gap. And somebody who's applying for master's degree at for till the age of 20 to 28, they can apply for master. So obviously if they're completing bachelor's in 21, so 5 to 6 years of gap, yes, with the proper justification, acceptable.
Similar to this, I have a question. Does any candidate apply for a double master degree?
As long as it's making sense to the, because you have to, it's not, yes, we can accept, but I would advise, think according to the visa perspective also. If it is making a progression in your career, suppose you have already studied maybe a normal management masters, but now you want to do economics of digital business, so that is a progression. You're
Exactly.
studying a new curriculum, advanced curriculum, so that can give you a lot of benefit in your career. So there can be a story that can be portrayed that shows that yes, you're going for a upgraded version of a degree. So yes, it can be done.
Exactly. There should be a good progression in your studies. You can't go for a lower level degree right after doing a major domain degree. Exactly. So, ma'am, I guess we have cleared all the doubts of all the candidates and of all the viewers, and we have wrapped the university requirements and right about the country. Um, my last question is, what like a message from your end? What do you want to say to the students and for the especially to our viewers? What is the last message you want to give?
Okay, so my point for the students, or what I would like to convey, is that when you are making a choice of a study abroad destination, please do your research. It is, don't go with what other people are doing. And just because Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and UK have been famous for a very long time, but that does not mean that other countries do not have that quality of education. First of all, Croatia stands out in Europe in terms of its competitive fees. Beautiful. It's a beautiful country. Very friendly. People are very warm. There is no racism. I have lived in the country myself. I'm from India, but I've lived in Croatia for almost 2 years. So I have never faced a single incident where I was treated unequally. On top of that, for girls, it is a safest destination. There was never a single incident where I felt unsafe. So these are the things combined with your study programs, and obviously the quality of education. If you combine this, when you compare it with other destinations, you will come to know that Croatia really is a next gem, and it's going to be one of the best destinations that it will have in the future. It's actually slowly becoming very popular. So yes, please do have your research and compare the options, and then make a wise decision. Don't break your banks when you can have the same qualification, as I've been saying in the entire session. So that's just be a little bit aware when you're making a decision. So that's my message.
That's great. So let's wrap this session up. So आज हमने देखा कि we have learned about a new destination, we have explored a new country, Croatia, and especially Algebra Bernays University, जहाँ पर आपको affordable tuition fees मिलेगी, a worldwide recognized degree मिलेगी, and with a good practical industrial approach. So no need to worry about ki right after what will be the career opportunities after studying, right? And a good, I would say, a practical approach of study out there. So there is no need to worry about the career outcomes and how I'm going to study. Is it will be difficult? It's a totally a practical approach towards the studies, and especially for students who are totally interested in the creative arts field, for IT, software engineering, data science, digital business. It's a best, I would say, it's a one-stop destination where you get a good affordable tuition fees, a pocket-friendly tuition fees, and the country offers a safe environment. And I would say a good placement rates are also there. Right about 96% of the placement rate is offered by the university. So, guys, only one thing I want to say, and to my all viewers, that studying abroad is not like following the crowd. इट्स अबाउट कि आपकी प्रोफाइल की डिमांड क्या है, आपकी प्रोफाइल की एलिजिबिलिटी क्या है, एंड वेयर यू कैन गो फॉर एन एडवांस लेवल करियर, where you can go with the smartest approach, I would say. So don't follow the crowd. Approach for a smartest degree, approach for a degree, and approach for a destination which provide you the like ample of opportunities. Don't follow the crowd, I would say. This is the I just want to add on. So this is our session. Thank you, Gurleen. Thank you, for joining us today here.
Thank you so
And
much
thank
for having me here. And please, students, if you have any kind of queries, please reach out to Western Overseas. They are our trusted partners, and they will help you in each step of the way. And thank you so much for the session.
so thank you guys. Thank you everyone for attending Career Pe Charcha. See you in the next session. Stay tuned with us.